Last week, we looked at the Steve Reeves 3 days full body workout program, and we already looked at how to progress on this workout program. We went over Monday's workout, and if you haven't already checked it out, please take the time to look at it now. Today we'll be looking at Wednesday's workout, but before we look at the exercises themselves, there's one thing I want to mention, and that is the rest periods between sets. I'm normally not the kind of guy who times my rest between sets, but with the type of workout we're doing, timing rest will be necessary for practical reasons. Today's workout, for example, consists of 26 total sets, so left untimed, your workout can easily extend into the 3-hour mark. Now, for some of you, that might not be a big deal, but I just don't think that's the best way to use your time. So what my recommendation is for rest periods is to rest 3 minutes between sets for the big compound lifts, the deadlifts, the squats, overhead presses, rows and floor presses, and 60 seconds for everything else. Now on Wednesday, in order to get the most out of the program, I've switched the order of the exercises in order to start the day with your lower body lifts. That way you at least have 1 day a week where you hit your legs with a full tank of gas, so to speak. First exercise is the pistol squats. We're going to do 3 sets of 8 to 12 with 3 minutes rest between sets. And so we start with the pistol squats because it is a technically demanding lift that would be much harder to complete if your legs were already fatigued from other exercises. If you don't have the strength or the balance to do unassisted pistol squats, there's no shame in using assistance. And conversely, if body weight pistol squats are too easy, you can start loading the exercise with weight by holding a barbell in the Zercher hold. There are 2 options on performing the pistol squats. Either you start with one leg, then you do the other after you've completed all your reps on the first leg, which is, by the way, the harder way of doing it, or you can alternate between left and right. I opt for the latter because it takes some of the balancing issues away, allowing me to focus more on the squat itself. The second exercise on the list here is the Barbell Hack squat. We're going to do 2 sets of 8 repetitions. And so this exercise is very demanding because you can handle heavy loads relative to your other lifts. So we'll keep the sets down to only 2. The behind the back deadlift is a strange exercise to get used to, so you need to feel it out to see what movement pattern will work best for you. But the general form cues of the deadlift doesn't change. You still want to avoid flexing your lower back, and you want to keep the bar as close to your body as possible, which will mean that depending on your femur length, you may need to shift your hips forward as the bar slides up the back of your legs in order to make sure that the bar doesn't hit your bum or hamstrings on the way up. The behind the back deadlift is a great quad builder though because you can load it very heavily, but the bar placement forces you to put some extra emphasis on leg drive. Next exercise after that is the one-legged seated calf raise. We're going to do 3 sets of 20 with no rest between sets. And this is a new exercise for me, so I'm still learning how to best perform it. Now, it's a challenge to get an adequate amount of load for this exercise, so I would load it as much as what's practical for you. Could be up to maybe like a couple 45-pound plates on one leg, and focus here on the time under tension by placing an extra focus on that squeeze at the top. Hold it for a few seconds, and make sure you're not taking any rest between sets except for the time it takes to switch the plates between legs. The 4th exercise of this workout is the plate side lateral raises, or regular side lateral raises if you have dumbbells. And so this exercise is chosen for Wednesday because the Monday and Friday workouts are both heavy compound lifts for the shoulders, 2 different variations of the overhead press. So by sandwiching the side lateral raises in between those 2 heavy shoulders day, you get some extra days to recover. This is an important exercise to sculpt your shoulders if you're interested in bodybuilding. If you don't have access to dumbbells, you can also do what I do and use weight plates. You can always grab more than one plate per hand to make sure that you have the weight that you need to complete your target rep range. The back exercise for this workout is the weighted pull-up. There's not much to say about that. You want to make sure that you grab a weight that will allow you to get to the target rep range, 8 to 12. If you can do any weight with good form, body weight is fine. If you can't do body weight, I'm assuming if you're doing it at home, just try to work up to the target rep range of 8 to 12. Pick whatever grip feels most comfortable for you. What you see here is that I have opted for a slightly wider than shoulder grip apart. What's important though is that you want to make sure that A, you go all the way down, and B, on the way back up, you want to at least clear your nose, preferably clear the chin off the top of the bar. The chest exercise for this workout is going to be the bridge floor press for 3 sets of 8 to 12, 3 minutes rest between again. And so what happens is that on Monday you've hit the mid pecs with your regular floor press, and now it's time to hit the lower pecs. Now this exercise is meant to simulate the decline bench press, and this is another exercise that I have that I do at home because I don't have a power rack to bench press in. But this exercise doesn't have the same trade-off as the standard floor press with a reduced range of motion. That's because you're pressing in the bridge position, and that gives you an increase in range of motion, and it ends up being pretty close to the decline bench press as far as the range of motion is concerned. Now, the other advantage over a regular decline press, however, is that your feet are firmly planted on the floor. That gives you some added stability so that you can handle heavier loads, which in turn means better results. All right, and the bicep exercise we have today is an exercise that I can do because I have a cable setup at home. Not everyone's going to have that at home, and that's fine. You can, I'll show you the alternative shortly. We're doing cable incline curls, and the alternative, if you don't have that, would be some plate incline curls or dumbbell incline curls if you have dumbbells. Doing 3 sets of 8 to 12 and 1 minute rest between sets. Now, while Monday you do the heavy curls, today you're doing the incline curls, so it's lighter in loads, but you're taking advantage of the weighted stretch, and that's actually an important element for muscular hypertrophy. Next exercise is a tricep exercise. We've got the easy bar incline tricep extensions for 3 sets of 8 to 12. This is a more difficult tricep exercise, so you'll want to adjust the weights accordingly to make sure that you can complete the prescribed rep range. It's going to be lighter than your standard line tricep extension, for example. And last exercise is going to be the hanging leg raises. You don't want to forget to do your abs again, and this one's a doozy. Just do your best. If you can do them with a straight leg, just do them with bent knees. That way you can get the proper rep range you need. And that's it for today, folks. Thanks for watching again. And next week we'll look at the final workout day of the Steve Reeves workout program. If you've been enjoying what I'm doing, putting a little bit more effort into my videos, please like the video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and have yourselves a great day.